Welcome back, chemistry fans. Today we are going to finish up the Unit 5 exam. This time we're going to do the multiple choice portion of it. Let's jump right into it. Bye-bye. All right, so question number 15. We just did all the naming of the compounds portion. Now we're getting into the multiple choice. How do cations form? Most important thing to answer this one is Planck rang. So I got positive, lose electrons, oxidation, cation, reduction, anion, negative, and gain electrons. All right, so with that information, cation is down here. How does a cation form? By losing electrons. Boom. Simple task if you just have Planck rang written down. How many valence electrons does antimony have? Well, antimony is Sb. It's a weird one over here. So how many valence electrons? It is in the 15th column, but we don't count valence electrons the same way as we do charges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it has 5 valence electrons, not 15 as the column number is, not 51 as its atomic number is. That's the total number of electrons. It has 5 valence electrons. It's wanting to get 3 to get a -3 charge. What are those valence electrons? They are the electrons on the outside energy level of any atom. It's very simple questions, basic knowledge. If you've been paying a little bit of attention, you shouldn't have too much difficulty with many of these questions. All right, so let's get up to question number 18. How do covalent bonds form? So they are shared. That is the unique side of an ionic bond, is that they exchange electrons, but a covalent is sharing, and it's always between two non-metals. So you can share, but not between a metal and a non-metal. Always has to be between two non-metals. The exchange of electrons occurs between a metal and a non-metal. All right, so number 19. Gaining electrons. What is this called? So let's go back to Planck rang. And here is my G, gaining electrons down here. And so what's the process called? The R up here tells you it is reduction. So are going to that answer right there. And then our final question here, what causes atoms of ionic bonds to attract to one another? So ionic bonds is not a sharing, it's the exchange of electrons. Because we end up having one atom with a positive and one atom with a negative, they are going to attract to one another. So opposite charges of the cations and anions attract to one another. All right, this is everything that I wish to share with you about your test. Hopefully, you can start to make your improvements, go and practice, do your naming of the compounds, and we will talk with you.